Hey, it's Brock here from Rockhill Farms, and today I'm going to work on the job that I was on yesterday, which was grading that side of the Quonset hut. And now I need to bring that grade around here and blend it into this side. I also have a road I'm making coming around the other side, and before I bring rock in for that, I want to strip the topsoil from this area over here and do this road right, because it's probably going to be fairly high traffic actually. And I'm getting a late start today because one of my most productive people who works in the shop called in, so I got to fill in and try to do 3/4 of what he would have accomplished today. So it is what it is. Before I can even start, I have to fill in this trench. Now, I did a drain line here and I botched it. I'm not even going to tell that whole story, but I've got it filled in with and covered, but I didn't finish filling this in. All this backfill here just needs dumped in here, then I can get to work. What I decided on the back side of this, a lot of people were concerned about the rainwater coming off and running into the building, is as I finish this grading, I'm going to pile topsoil up against the concrete wall, and the first 4 feet it'll slope away from the building, and then it'll turn and slope back up. And I'll have a swale coming down behind the building and running out this way, doing the job that this drain line should have done. So, enough talking. I'm going to jump in the machine and try to get some work done. The title of this video is going to have something to do with what my big plan is for the property and this YouTube channel and my business. And I'm going to get into all of that. But first, let's focus on today's job. I said I wasn't going to tell the story of what I messed up on this drain line, but I'll give you the quick version. Basically, I installed a French drain all along the backside of the Quonset hut that joined another French drain I had going up the hill. And after burying most of it, I realized that I had bought half corrugated pipe with the slits in it and half solid pipe. And that solid pipe obviously is not going to work as a French drain. But where I had set it up was kind of boxed in and painted into a corner where it was hard to even access, and it was halfway buried, and it would have been really difficult to dig it all back up and fix it. And so I left it sit here all this time trying to decide what I wanted to do. Finally, I said, to heck with it, I'm going to bury this and deal with the water in another way, because I was tired of leaving it as an unfinished project. So that's what you see me doing right now, just pushing all the spoils back into the hole. And this ground is so rocky that there's more rocks than dirt. And since I'm out here to smooth out this hillside and get it all graded, I can't grade it with all these rocks in it. So I stopped my original plan and started hauling off some of this rocky soil down to the big hole at the other side of the property that I've been filling in. At first I thought it was just going to be a few loads, so I was driving each load down there. Then I realized I was going to have a lot of material to get rid of, so I went and got the dump trailer. So I really thought I was going to be spreading topsoil in this video, but it didn't work out that way because I spent all evening trying to get these rocks picked out. And I could have spent another 4 hours picking out rocks because they just keep popping up. Every time I try to smooth out an area, I bring up more rock. So I'm thinking I may have a video in the next few days trying some different attachments with the tractor and the skid loader for removing these rocks, because I'd like to get as many as possible before I start putting topsoil on. I realized that the skid loader would have 3 or 4 times the lift capacity of the tractor, but what I didn't really understand is the dramatic increase in pushing power. I can use this like a bulldozer, basically. Just to keep the length of the video manageable, I only show 2 of them, but I actually hauled 4 loads of fill from my work area down to the other end of the property. As you see me loading up these spoils right now, I'm realizing as I'm doing this that the tree right behind the dump trailer has got to go. If that tree were to uproot tomorrow, if it fell a little bit to the right, it would land on our workshop. It would definitely destroy the heat and air unit, and it would probably crash through the sidewall of the building. You can see right now the proximity of that building and that tree. Now, if the tree fell more to the left, it would land on the Quonset hut, and I definitely don't want that either. So, I've made the decision that that tree has to go. And I'm really thinking it has to go away from both buildings. And I think I can do that with wedges, but I'm not sure. I may try to pull it also with the skid loader. But one way or another, you're going to see that tree come down within the next couple of weeks. Now, I was talking about bigger picture, what my plans are for this area. and you can see the three buildings. We've got our main shop front left, equipment shed front right, and then the Quonset hut behind. Well, I'm wanting to turn this into a process where I can earn money with my equipment year-round. And that requires me to have something set up for the winter. Because right now, I'm able to stay busy doing tractor work and skid loader work and haul off with the dump trailer spring, summer, and fall. But in the winter, it's really hard to get that kind of work. So what I want to do is step up my firewood and sawmilling. And I've got some equipment coming for that, and I'm pretty excited to get that all set up. But it requires me to be able to get in and out of there with a load of logs. So right behind the Quonset hut, you can see the remains of the big tree I cut down a while back. And everything in that area for about 100 yards behind the Quonset hut is going to be a tree processing area. I'm going to spread all the mulch piles back there and use that as a bedding. And I want to have the ability to get big log trucks back to that part of the property, which means clearing everything to the right of the equipment building and maybe the big tree to the right of the Quonset hut, so that I can really get a road set up back there and the ability for big trucks to turn around. I actually want to be able to get on the back side of the main shop as well. Where the truck is parked, I'm going to get that turned into an employee parking area, because right now where our employees park is blocking off access. So even if we have a delivery truck or freight, they can't really get back where they need to on the property because we've got a bunch of cars in the way. So to the left side of the main shop, I'm going to set up employee parking, and then they will have the opportunity, if necessary, to drive from the front of the shop, around behind, and even back behind the Quonset hut. And every bit of that is going to have rock on it. There'll be a rock road that goes all the way around the Quonset hut, up behind the main shop, and then in between the three buildings. So that's kind of what I'm trying to accomplish here, is to make this entire area usable and set up a big firewood processing area. A couple of other priority projects for this summer is to finish the shelving units inside the equipment building, which is on the bottom right of the screen right now, and then to finish out the interior of the Quonset hut with lights and shelving. I want to get everything organized so that all of my attachments are stored indoors, and I can also keep the Model A and the four-wheelers inside the Quonset hut, and maybe even still have room to dry lumber in there. All right, well, I feel like I've made a ton of progress today. I've got a better idea of what needs done out here, and if I accomplish this much every day, property would look great in 3 months. I'm gonna do a little bit more grading out here, but it's starting to get dark, so we're just gonna cut the camera. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen right here to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.